The Animus. The Animus was created by Abstergo so that somebody could relive the memories of their ancestors, which later became memories stored in DNA. But how does it do what it does? Let's apply a little bit of basic biology into the Assassin's Creed universe. So, DNA. What is stored in DNA? Information. In Assassin's Creed universe, that information also includes memories, which may or may not be possible in the real world. Now, let's use Desmond as an example. Desmond's memories from his ancestors are stored inside his genetics, but he cannot access them or sequence them without the use of the Animus. So the Animus sequences his memory. More specifically, his ancestors' memories. That includes Altair, Connor, Edward, and Ezio. Now, how does it work? We don't really know the majority of that stuff, but we can assume that some first civilization technology is used in this shiz malarkey somewhere along the line. But that aside, if you paid attention to what Warren Vidic said in Assassin's Creed 1, Warren Vidic explains that it works just how animals remember where to go to migrate. That's explained by the fact that they allegedly can remember what their ancestors did and where they went and do it themselves. In order for it to work though, the person who owns the DNA that contains these memories has to be a direct descendant of the person in question. Why? Because people are not born with every memory from their life, so that's why it can't be through one of their siblings. Because, believe what you like, that is not a direct bloodline. A direct bloodline would be a great-great-great-grandfather, grandmother, etc. on either side of the family. That's a direct bloodline. You are technically not directly related to a sibling. You are related through a parent, if not both biological parents. So, in every Assassin's Creed game that Desmond is in, he's hopping into the Animus, and he is exploring the memories of one of his great X amount of greats grandfathers. Not a great uncle or anything, because that would not work. This is because he's sequencing these memories with the help of the Animus through his own DNA. Because for that to work, he would have to be directly related to Ezio, Connor, Altair, Edward. They are all great-grandfathers X amount of times. This is because they are direct ancestors to Desmond, and Desmond is a direct descendant. If he was indirect, they would be like a great X amount of times uncle, and then memories would have split off before the birth of one of the siblings, thus meaning that the memories would have been collected after the bloodline had broken away, meaning that as they would be had a child been born and then more memories of that person, the child related to Desmond, say, or someone else had been born, after that would go straight to another bloodline, say if another child came along, or it might just be lost with the corpse, in which it would have to be excavated and will probably be fragmented, because DNA has a half-life of approximately 521 years, which means that it will decompose and probably not be as reliable in use as DNA collected from a descendant. So, once the DNA has been passed on to a son or daughter, then you can no longer relive the memories of that ancestor through DNA of a descendant, but you might be able to do it in a fragmented form through the DNA collected off of the body itself. The last bit was but a theory, but in theory, if you collected the DNA off of the body in the Assassin's Creed universe, the body of the ancestor in question, you would be able to sequence that DNA using an Animus if you had used it as the DNA to sequence, instead of the DNA of the person using the Animus. It would be fragmented because DNA has a half-life of 521 years, so after a couple hundred, maybe 400 years, 200 to 400 years, DNA would have decomposed to a state where it was probably not 100% reliable to gather information, as it may be tainted, fragmented, or incomplete as some DNA has worn off. So the only truly reliable way to get this information that you want without it being fragmented or damaged would be to get a donor such as Desmond or Clay. Now they weren't donors per se, but after Desmond died, spoiler alert, Abstergo used his memories to explore the life of Edward James Kenway before the birth of his son Hathan, who was on the direct bloodline that goes to Desmond. Which explains why in Assassin's Creed 4 and Rogue and Unity 2 you can explore the memories of people who the modern day protagonist might not be related to in any way whatsoever. Which means that it's not just limited to the descendant being able to explore the memories anymore. Just a quick recap. The Animus works by sequencing memories stored in DNA, which can be found inside descendants of the ancestors in question. The memories are allegedly stored in DNA, which is why they can be sequenced with the Animus. The DNA is likely to be obtained off of the body of the ancestor in question, but it would be difficult as the DNA will be fragmented, and if that person is over 1,000 years old, the chances are the DNA will just be gone. Just a quick disclaimer, I am unaware of the origins of how they came up with the idea of the Animus, but I have a theory that the first civilization had something to do with it. Not necessarily directly, but you get the idea, some form of first civilization technology or some shit like that. But as that is just a theory, I digress. The rest of the video is mostly explanations. Thanks for watching, guys, hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, tell me what you think about this video. Tell me if I've said anything wrong, please correct me if I have. Also, be sure to comment your theories about the origins of the Animus and etc. And I will see you all in the next one with another video. So thanks for watching, guys. So